ICE agents are burning out, the Fed governor got fired, and U.S. tech companies are becoming the front line in the latest news in the trade war. This is Martin Perdomo, the elite strategist, and today's global news has direct implications for your wallet, your deals, and your strategic move. What's up, guys? This is Martin here, and this is your weekly business brief. We're diving into three things shaping the market and policy landscape today. Trump's aggressive ICE expansion and the strain on enforcement infrastructure, the unprecedented firing of Fed Governor Lisa Cook and what it means for monetary policy independence, and escalating tariff threats aimed directly at countries taxing the U.S. tech. Let's break it down. First up, ICE is under pressure. Under President Trump's expanded migrant crackdown, ICE has been granted record funding and broad authority to ramp up arrests, but agents are burning out. Arrest quotas have surged 250%, rise in daily apprehensions in June versus last year. Many arrests non-criminal visa holders, legal residents, and even U.S. citizens. ICE has launched a massive recruitment drive of 10,000 new officers, but staff reports frustration, fatigue, and operational strain from unrealistic expectations. For investigators, expect rising political tensions and potential market backlash from aggressive enforcement. This may ripple into sectors like logistics, education, and housing market in high enforcement regions. So this past weekend, I went to Pennsylvania to take care of some business. As you guys know, I own real estate there. I go and I talk to one of my contractors there. We go walk this property. I'm potentially going to buy a 7-unit apartment building. Go there, walk this property. I'm talking to a lady in the back house. She tells me, she goes on to tell me her husband got deported. Now, her husband was one of my contractor's employee. By the way, she's an American citizen. He's married to her, obviously, her husband. They're married. They're in the process of getting his legal documents, so he should have not been arrested. One morning, the ICE goes, surrounds his whole property, like 10 of them, surrounds the property, is waiting for him to come out. They called his cell phone and told him, you come out or we get a warrant for your arrest, or we're going to stay here until we get a warrant for your arrest. Eventually, by noon, the guy comes out, turns himself in. They arrested him. Now, this is a guy that is doing things the right way. He's legitimately married to an American citizen, doing things the right way. And they took him and then they moved him from Pennsylvania to Louisiana. Now, this is the type of stuff that's just wrong, right? We cannot do that and that's my freaking opinion, right? We cannot do that to people that are working here and are doing things the right way, that are following the law and doing things right. This is just screwed up. This is a thin line of violation of rights and laws and stuff, and we just can't do that. Now, do I support ICE getting rid of the criminals, people that are breaking laws and people that have criminal records? Absolutely. A hardworking guy, by the way, this guy's a plumber. He's done plumbing work for me. Guys that are working here and producing, absolutely wrong. And working and producing with no criminal record, is married and following the law and paying taxes. There's got to be a balance. Next, a historic move at the Federal Reserve. Trump has announced the firing of Fed Governor Lisa Cook, citing alleged mortgage fraud involving dual primary residence claims. Good for her. Cook denies wrongdoing and vows to fight the dismissal. Now, if allegedly this woman did commit fraud, she's not above the law. It's like the rest of us. Any of us do it, they're going to come after us. Legal experts are warning this is uncharted territory. The Federal Reserve Act allows removal of a governor for cause, but that typically refers to misconduct while in office, not past actions. This could end up before the Supreme Court. If this is politically motivated, firing succeeds, the Fed's independence could weaken, opening the door to aggressive easing or politicized policy decisions. Watch yields, inflation hedges, and bond markets closely this week. Lastly, nations that are taxing the U.S. tech firms. He's threatening tariffs and exports restrictions on countries enforcing digital services and taxes. The message is clear. No longer tolerate discriminatory DSTs on American tech companies. Good, right? You got to protect us from America First agenda, right? Like, hey, this can't be a one-way street. You can come to my house and do whatever you want, but when I go to your house, you treat me like crap. Absolutely not. This is good stuff. These moves could escalate tensions with the EU and the UK and complicate chip exports. This positions the US for friction in global tech war. Watch semiconductors, data companies, and international markets closely. Tariffs, shocks are coming. If you're serious about building wealth with real strategy, come hang with me on Instagram at Elite Strategist. I'm breaking down in real time, real deals and real strategies on cash flow, wealth building plays, and market tactics we don't post anywhere else. Plus, you'll get access to the Wealthy AF newsletter, my free deal analyzer tool, and early invites to our private investor events. Check it out at wealthyaf.media and let's get you positioned to win. So, 3 key dynamics this week. First, immigration enforcement is scaling aggressively, but at a cost. Next, the Fed's independence is under its toughest test in decades. And lastly, U.S. tech is becoming the front line of tariff warfare. These shifts matter because they're not just politics, they directly influence labor markets, interest rates, and global trade. Smart investors are watching carefully and positioning accordingly. That's this week's Business Brief. Stay sharp, stay informed. See you next week on the Wealthy AF Business Brief. Peace out.